Welcome to the Knox County Board of Commissioners regular session for July 28, 2026. This morning we have an update from Knox County Transit. Bethany, I'll let you introduce yourself and you got the floor.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Bethany Selmar. I'm the Director of Knox County Transit. I just have a quick kind of summer update, summer themed update for you. While we're kind of in the full swing of fair and pool trips and everything summer. So for July, so far we've done 6,429 trips. A lot of that involves group trips and events, which I'll kind of go over. So 2,225 of those were in events or routes, trips. We've done about 120 trips to the pool so far, so we got a lot of happy kids in Knox County going to that fun. That's specifically just to the Hiawatha Water Park. So we've done a lot of that. We've done the Hellbender Festival. We also did a shuttle for that hypercar event. And then we do a big event on Kenyon's campus in the summer, and so we've done about 2,400 trips or transportation for 2,400 people just in the last 2 months in those events.
And that 6,000 figure, the 2,400 and 120 is in that figure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've had a lot of different successful shuttles enabling people to be able to go from a parking lot to the event and not have to wait in traffic and all of that. So like I said, one of those was a Kenyon event and two of those were at Ariel Foundation Park. So we also helped with the summer youth program for Ohio Means Jobs. So we did 1,033 trips. That's in June and July. They do some touring of the manufacturing, but then these are also students that are placed in work positions across the county. So we were able to help them with the bulk of that transportation.
What's the most that you can put of those kids, because there were like 29 of them?
Yes.
So how many units does it take to use to
That's
do that?
That's a great question. Yeah, so they're all over the county, so it's really hard to combine them all together. I want to say we had to have about 3 different buses going different places. We could have used another bus. I think there were some Centerburg trips that we weren't able to do, but we needed another bus to be able to get everyone there on time. It's a little bit hard, some of these programs and schools where you can't drop them off too early, but you have to drop them off by 8. So we really have a very small drop-off window that we're trying to work with, which is not normally how our schedule software works. So that really limits us in how many places we can be at once. So I do think we had about 3 buses that had students on them. We could have used a 4th if we had the staff for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, that's a great question. And then this weekend we have Pelotonias coming up, so we do a shuttle for that as well for the folks that are staying at Kenyon and they've come in for the day and they don't want to go any further, so they hop on the bus and we get them to their room. So and then we're already gearing up for some back to school stuff with Kenyon. They usually like to do a First Friday shuttle, and they have a lot of welcome week and first year student programs, and so we are booking that transportation already. So just kind of a little snapshot. It's a little bit unique. Some of our regular trip counts go down during the summer, but that allows us to do these events and more summertime. We are doing a group trip to the fair this week as well, so kind of gives us a little bit of just a different flavor to our transportation.
So when you say group trip to the fair, what is it? One particular group you're transporting? You're talking about the employees or going?
Yeah, that would be fun. We could shut down and go to the fair. No, this is just a group in town that is taking a group of people and doing their day at the fair. So we're really happy to be a part of the community and do events and make that happen. for people that don't normally, or organizations that don't normally need transportation, but they just have a special occasion that they want to get a group of people. We have buses that have 18 seats in them. We can send 2 buses. We can, accommodate those group trips. So we really enjoy that.
Good.
That's all I have for you guys
So
today.
Jason, can we get a facility update while Bethany's here on the new
And one
facility?
thing, Bethany, if you will, just real quick, since you got a minute. So today, the commissioners are approving your rural transportation 2027 grant program year for $1,584,760. You just want to tell them what that is, since they're going to approve it here shortly?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, so we are on a state fiscal year, and that starts, in July. And so this is the contract with ODOT that is designating my federal funding for the year. And just kind of approving that we can receive this money and that we're compliant. There's a lot of compliance that goes along with this, the way that we report our finances and the way that we structure our chart of accounts and all of that. It's all that good details on receiving federal money. So we're just saying that we are compliant and we would like to receive this, and then we will receive it in reimbursements quarter by quarter.
Comparatively, is that close to the same money you've been receiving?
This is more than I received last year.
Nice,
It was
okay.
Good,
1 million last year, so this is 1.1.
1.5.
That's
1.5, it says.
okay. So they have also
Capital stuff.
they've put in the capital. So this is also my mechanic, his wages, and everything that we have to pay for parts and repair. There are 2 different reimbursement rates. So that capital budget is a 80-20. So I only have to have 20% of the local money, and then 80% of it is reimbursed. My operations is a 50-50 match, so 50% federal, 50% local. So they've put it all together, so it is a total of 1.5. But it is, and the capital is about the same as what we got last year. So we're just kind of holding steady there. And this is a potential of having $100,000 more in federal funding for our operations. But I have to have that local money first to be able to draw it down.
Good.
Yeah, it is
They're
good.
offering
It's
you
good.
more, but you got to have the local match to get it.
That's right. So yes, it was good to be reinstated. We've had a really strong trip count, but 2 years ago we had 105,000 trips, which was amazing.
Big.
It was
That's big.
fantastic. That was big. Due to the cuts that we had in this last year and not being able to have as many drivers, we went down to 90,000 last year. So, and we're still kind of staying in that 80 to 90,000 range. So it would be nice. My goal would be to get us back up into that 100,000 range, because that's very few denials. There's still going to be some denials, but that's at least meeting. If you're calling us and requesting it, we're fulfilling pretty much what we're.
Staffing still,
Yeah, I filled the night bus position, so that's really good. That's continuing, and we're really excited about that. I do have a full-time driver position open, so I would like to replace a full-time driver.
As far as facilities, Barry, you asked, so the progress is going well. I think just about all the drywall is up in the building, so probably next phase will be to start doing the plaster work or the finish work on the drywall. Bethany and I are working through the furniture packages for her building in particular. We actually have a meeting this afternoon to walk through all of that. So that's going well. I think Modern Builders is still projected for the end of October. I'm projecting that it'll be Thanksgiving. When it's all done, it'll be Thanksgiving. So that's probably gonna be more like
That's
it.
all right.
But the elevator shaft is mostly up now.
Good.
I saw that.
So the plastic kind of
Yeah, so things are progressing well, and it's looking good. It's gonna be a lot of space for transit that they don't have now, so
Yes.
it'll be good. So anyway, yeah, that project's is going well.
And that'll raise visibility too, just having that facility.
And it's a more convenient location. It's so much more convenient and will be accessible to more
Well,
people.
yeah, I was gonna say, traffic flow in and out is just a big one there too.
Yeah, that location is just.
And the walkability there for a lot of the clients in the north end and the west end, it's a walkable location if they desired to get there, so.
And it's minimal, but you do have to factor that time to get over, into downtown from, wait at the lights and the bridge and a lot of back and forth. And so just being a little bit closer, it just makes it that more efficient, that much more.
Yeah, well, naturally, we're excited as you are
Yeah,
about getting in there, so.
it'll be great.
Well, we appreciate you.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
thank you, Bethany.
Thanks,
Yes,
Beth.
yes.
Keep up the good work.
Enjoy the Knox County Fair.
Yeah, I will.
So commissioners, while we're waiting here for the Knox County coroner to show up, we'll just do these two resolutions. First, we have to approve NeoGov. This is our HR software and subscription package for how we post jobs, do onboarding of employees and those kinds of things. And it kind of depends on how many employees you have in the organization, but the renewal is $29,413.67.
Motion to approve.
Second,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. And I can remember when we first talked about putting that NeoGov in, it was a big adjustment and a good adjustment.
Yes, very much. And then the other item is what we just talked about for Bethany. So this is for her operations and her capital, so for the year 2027.
Make a motion to approve.
Second it.
All those in favor say aye.
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 And that requires all three of your signatures. And then we have, Mallory's got 3 sets of minutes, and then we have bill list for you to review.
And so while we're signing those papers too, we got word yesterday that our auditor, Sarah Thorne, was visited by Scott Brown, the liaison from the Auditor of State, and Sarah was received an award with distinction from the Auditor's Office. So we congratulate Sarah for that.
Good work.
Then I had kind of a list of some of the fair people. I didn't know we had a Celtic fiddler group of Knox County. They're performing tonight around 6 o'clock, and then the Diamond J Rodeos at 7 o'clock tonight, followed by Luke Watson. I don't know who Luke is, but evidently he's the singer. Do you know who Luke Watson is, Angel?
Mrs. Watson's son.
Yeah, yeah, unless he changed his name, yeah.
Well, Andrew, I guess if you want, you could just put us on a
Put us on a brief.
break, because I think she's scheduled for 10:30, but if she gets here earlier, we'll get started. So Dr. Ogle got a hold of me to talk about a couple things, but one of them was, the county board or lack thereof, and so I talked to her and just thought it was best if she just came in and talked to the three of you directly today. So, the floor is yours.
Is this like recorded? Like
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so watch your language.
Okay, thank you. I have no idea. Okay, so I have 2 objectives today. One is to tell you why I think we need a county morgue. And the other is to give you a little better idea of just what I do.
That'd be good.
And even more importantly, what my staff does. I rely pretty heavily upon my staff to be helpful to me. They're amazing at what they do, and they're getting paid less than minimum wage, and they deserve better than that. So those are my 2 objectives. Do you guys have particular questions about any of that?
Why don't you tell us and the people watching what the coroner does?
So my job as the coroner is to investigate any death that is unnatural in the county. And a lot of times that's not necessarily immediately clear, so there's a lot of phone calls during hours, after hours, just trying to deal with deciding, is this a case that we want to take as a coroner's case? And once we take it as a coroner case, we're spending taxpayer money. So we need to be very careful about what we accept and what we don't accept as a coroner's case. At the same time, we need to keep the public safe by making sure we're taking enough to do that job.
Yeah, so that's helpful, because I was wondering, because a lot of people go a coroner, so someone dies at the hospital, are you going to go there for that? Someone dies at home, are you going to go there for that? Someone dies in an auto crash, are you there for that? You know, just what would not be events that you would go to and say, yes, this person's dead?
That's a great question. Every case is different, and that's I think what makes it interesting. But yes, we could go to all those, and we might not go to some of those. So if it's a known natural death, let's say you have been in the hospital for a week, you have pneumonia, you're 85, you've got lots of medical conditions, that case is going to go to the attending physician, and they're going to sign that death certificate. It's a known natural death. If there are other circumstances where you were at the hospital and there could be something nefarious going on, something that's an accident, suicide, or potentially homicide, then we're going to get called. And a lot of times we get called, the public doesn't always know exactly what to or not to call the coroner with. So a lot of calls come from 911, the hospital, sometimes extended care facilities. There's a lot written into the Ohio Revised Code about things we have to be called for. So if you've been in the hospital less than 24 hours, they're always going to call us, and we're always going to want to hear those circumstances and make sure that we feel safe with dismissing that.
So the general public can call the coroner?
Sure. That rarely happens, but absolutely.
So most of the time, is it the authorities that call the coroner?
Most of the time it's the authorities.
Okay.
How many cases do you see a month
So
in your office?
we probably get phone calls on maybe 5 to 10, and I'm thinking a week. Probably 5 to 10 a week. We accept an average about 60 cases a year, but there are many cases we dismiss to get to that 60.
Yeah.
So, probably 4 to 5 cases on average a month. Now, some months there might be nothing. We like that. But other months there might be 10. So.
And Commissioners, kind of how this is structured in my time with the county. So when doctor sends out one of her investigators, I think that's what you call them, isn't it, investigators?
Mm-hmm.
So they've typically, I think, just been, there's some kind of a flat fee or something. Is that kind of the fee?
So they have a very
structure?
small base fee, and then they also get paid to go to the case. And I like that you're asking these people to get up on Christmas and go. You're asking them to go in the middle of the night. They're on call all the time. The office, it obviously operates during office hours, but we're operating all the time. If someone's mother died and they want to talk about that, we're available all the time. There's always someone on call to speak for the office and to deal with law enforcement, to deal with all the many calls that come in that we then have to.
So they're not a subcontractor to your facility?
No.
They're an actual employee?
They're an
They
actual.
get paid by county payroll, and they get paid in the state retirement of that fund does. But I think it's always just been, flat. There's some kind of a flat rate. It's 250, 350. I can't remember the numbers, but it's kind of a flat amount.
It's very little for what they do, and that's on me. I've been a poor steward of their time and money. My goal when I started as coroner 18 years ago was to do things very simply and very easily. I don't want a big budget. A big budget is just more to keep track of, and I don't really want a morgue, but we need a morgue. That's more to keep track of. I like to keep things small, simple, and easy, but still do a really good job.
How many investigators now do you have?
So I have an office administrator who's also trained as a death investigator. So that gives a lot of flexibility there.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the office all the time during business hours to answer, but she also does death certificates at home on weekends if that's what we need to do, because it's all online.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 2 just dedicated. I have a chief death investigator and I have a death investigator.
Okay.
And we pretty much all take call all the time, because again, that's just the nature of the job. But we kind of have it set up like first call, second call, third call. Like the first person takes the call. If they have trouble or they need more information, they'll call someone else. I'm available to them all the time. but there's sort of a tiered structure there with the way that they work.
Do they have any medical background?
They're nurses.
Okay, good.
All your investigators are nurses.
And
Do you
these are the
propose
ones being
that-
paid less than minimum wage.
Yes.
Is your proposal, or you think that they should go to like an hourly rate, or do you still like the flat?
I love
rates?
the flat fee. I want to give them a better base pay, but I've always loved the giving them a little bit more when they go out. It's hard to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go out to a scene where you're going to be up all night, maybe covered in blood. I mean, maybe dealing with the decomposition. The stuff we're dealing with is not, obviously, it's not always pleasant.
Yeah, probably.
So you're asking a lot of someone to do that. So it just gives like an emotional perk to think, oh, good, I'm getting. Hey, there's a little bonus here for.
Do you have a proposal as far as the way you would like to see them paid?
I do.
Okay.
So give me a second to get that out.
And does this show versus the way they're being paid now? This proposal?
I don't have a written proposal to give to you. I just have some thoughts, but I can certainly make up a written proposal.
Do you have any examples of what other counties are doing?
Yes, I do. Give me a second to find it. This is just like their job description if you wanted to look at that.
Make copies of that.
Make some copies of that.
So let me see here.
The work they're performing as performed at the morgue,
So
We don't
on
really,
site, or
Because we don't have them.
we don't have a morgue.
we don't have a morgue.
what is our temporary morgue?
Our temporary morgue is a room at the sheriff's office with a cooler that is, it potentially could hold 3 bodies, but in truth, it only holds 1 body. I won't put 3 bodies in there because it's not appropriate. You don't, just as a corner, you don't stack bodies, and this cooler is stacking.
Yeah.
And most of the bodies that go in the cooler in the county morgue, not to be, all I can do is be honest, are indigent bodies, and a lot of those bodies are decompositional bodies. And so that's a very poor practice to stack decomposing bodies.
And when the morgue is full, what is our temporary morgue is full, you have to utilize other counties, or what do you do?
I have in the past, dependent upon the goodwill of the hospital, they have 2 spots for bodies. They have in the past been very kind about that, but there's only 2 spots. And sometimes the funeral homes will hold bodies, but they've stopped doing that, I think, for different legal reasons.
Yeah.
The different facilities where we perform autopsies will hold bodies, but they are also under pressure. There's just been a change in the way people manage bodies, and there's been a lot more indigent bodies. There's been a change. People don't always want to claim even if they love their mother, they don't want the expense of a funeral sometimes. And so there's a lot more just bodies out there that we don't quite know what to do, that I have to work with the prosecutor to come up with funds, and that takes time. We had 1 body we kept for a year
Oh, jeez.
at Montgomery.
And I'll say, Commissioners, I think you're aware, Chip, the county prosecutor,
Yeah, he
he is in
endorsed it,
agreement with the doctor. that,
He's
you
been
know, we
enormously
probably-
helpful
we
with
probably
the
need to
indigent
look at-
bodies. And when I started, this was not a problem at all. It's only been like the last probably 4 or
Homeless.
5 years
Yeah.
that we've had a real problem with what do we do? What do we do, and how do we?
We have a greater homeless population, and also some of the standards have changed in our culture.
Definitely our culture has
Family.
changed.
So-
It's hard to understand, but
Shocking,
when you,
isn't
yeah,
Yes.
If,
it's expensive to bury someone or cremate them.
because of Chip and I have had a couple discussions, and there is a potential county building that we already
Right.
own that would be empty, and so we would have to talk to the doctor, and then as well as get an architect to see whether that building could be modified to meet the needs of what everyone needs. So,
Let's go back to pay for now, and then we can talk about that building. Once we talk about the pay, I'm curious to see the pay proposal.
So So the average for a medical legal death investigator in Ohio is about $35 an hour. Minimum wage is $11 an hour, and my ladies make less than 11, all of them.
And that's when you say they're making less than, that's, you look at the now hours they did and divide that, what, 250? Is it 250 a week, 250 a month? Because someplace I
It's
heard it,
Per time they go out, I think.
okay,
They have a base pay, which is,
Is this a monthly base pay?
yes, it's a pay period, base
Okay.
pay.
So
Ah.
2 weeks.
Yes, I forgot, I did not bring the stuff that I had that was better with this, but they receive a base pay per week, and then they get paid per case they actually go on or deal with.
and that's the 250. Somehow I heard it
It's not, I
250.
was just putting out a number.
Oh, okay.
And the base is a little different depending upon their level, like, Jamie, the administrator's been there 16 years, Heather's been there 9 years, and Amanda's been there 4 years,
So regardless if they're on call or not, they're getting paid.
a little bit.
Okay.
Mhm.
We just don't know that amount.
I do know the amount, give me a second, I'll tell you. This is not the part of the job I like.
Oh, I don't, and I'm not trying to pressure you. I'm
You're like,
I had it prepared, and I left that file at home, which is
I'm
frustrating.
not trying to pressure you, I just.
Yeah,
you know.
no,
Yeah,
I hear you.
we work with a lot of details.
Yeah.
You sure do. I would not like to do what you guys do.
And
That'd be hard.
maybe if you want to put together a report of what they're currently paid, how the breakdown and what you recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
So-
gonna say.
Instead of scrambling, Jennifer, if you want to get the stuff,
And just send me what they're making now, what your proposal is.
I can tell you, I need to come up with a proposal and bring it in, but
Yes.
one of the investigators gets $200 per pay period,
every 2 weeks.
every 206. The administrator gets 640 per pay period, and the chief investigator gets 309 per pay period.
And that's the flat rate, and then if they go out.
And then if they go out, they get varying degrees of, yeah.
How the hour.
No, so when they go, so that's
get
their
paid
base
for
pay,
incident.
and then they get paid when we accept a case and they work on it. And that's,
Is that where this 250, 300 or something we're talking about?
Well, it's just, I mean, if you look at their pay report, it's variable, like the doctor said, it's variable, but that makes sense that there's a flat rate. So some weeks, we may see that because maybe that 2 week period, they didn't have a case, I don't know, and then that's their flat rate, or their base rate, as you
yes,
call it.
and just because they didn't have a case doesn't mean they didn't do work. We're doing a lot of work that isn't a case,
Yeah.
and just answering questions and dealing with the public, going to child fatality review, working on mass fatality plans for the county. We go to, there's a lot of meetings and there's a lot of administrative stuff that's added up over the years that wasn't there in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you're right, these are high stressful, traumatic situations as well.
Oh,
That's what the handle pays.
yeah, there's nothing that isn't high stress or high emotion. Every death is someone's loved one, it's,
And commissioners, mainly I wanted the doctor to come in and let her tell you, or let you know what she's asking for, but as far as the details of that, if you would like me, I can work with her directly on the rates and then bring it back.
Yeah,
We don't need
I
to
would
do
be,
that in open session here,
we can do that behind, we can just do that.
Yeah, and I can bring that.
I'm
back
just
to you.
curious to see,
Yes,
but yeah, we don't have to have, she's busy, we don't have to have,
Right.
drag her
yeah,
back
we
in to
can
go
work
through
on that. I just wanted you to give me the green light to do that, and then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
work on that.
Yes, let's talk about the building. Jason, we have that facility out
So
there.
we do, this is kind of blindsiding Jennifer, but, yeah, I mean, we have an existing building out near the jail,
okay,
on land the county already owns, that's gonna be empty
okay.
in the next 6 months. Certainly in its current capacity, it would not work for you.
Okay.
But the question would be, could we send an architect and with some of the things you want, and could it be modified into what you could use, certainly.
I've looked at the building because Chip told me that's a
Okay, yeah,
possibility.
and that's, and I was saying, that was Chip's idea, and I said, Chip, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good idea
We
too.
need to get a garage door put in where you can pull in and those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty much, I don't think any of the interior walls are structural, I believe, and so we could probably do a lot.
Is your
Location is good.
administration person staying in this office all the time at the sheriff's department, or are they working from
No,
remote?
they work out of my office.
Remote, down at your office? Okay.
Yeah.
But I can, at some point, when we get farther, I could find a time for you to meet me out there with the architect, and you could explain what it is exactly you would need, and he could draw something up. But I think, commissioners, as far as the cost, that's probably, I mean, we already have, there's already water and sewer there's already fiber for high-speed internet. There's already electric, all those
So
things.
the big
are there.
thing would be being able to put a door in.
Probably, I would assume, I think from what she had sent me about making sure, you could, obviously you want to have a facility you could pull in with a vehicle
And I take it the next expense would be an appropriate cooling system for
a
the
big
body.
cooler, yeah.
How many people do you think, I hate to be morbid, but would this cooler, would you want to have be able, the capacity of that?
That's always a good question. I don't see this problem getting smaller. I see it getting bigger.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so, right now I never am storing more. I've been fortunate enough to never have to store more than one. Sometimes I have to beg, borrow, and steal to get a body somewhere else. So right now I've never stored more than one. Ideally, I'd like to be able to store somewhere between 4 and 6. Maybe.
That's, I was thinking maybe we better go 6.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do what we did this time, which is I think we got something small to kind of limp along, and all it's done is it's helped, but it's not at all ideal, and it's created stress in lots of different
And
areas
obviously,
for
we
the
would
sheriff's
have to
office.
install a significant
I
generator
was gonna
out
say
there.
generator, because you don't want the power
Power
going out.
That's one of the problems we had. It went out. I think there was there was a
Yeah,
It was a
the-
snafu.
The unit reset
yes.
to factory standards when the power went out. It's on a generator, but when it clicked from generator.
Was it cooling enough?
It reset back to the factory standards on the equipment. So, yeah, that caused a problem.
So let me show you too. This is what we have. It doesn't mean it couldn't go in the new facility, but I would really like a freezer as well, just because the worst case scenario is storing a body for a year. You don't want to chill the body for a year. You want a better way, a more dignified way to manage those remains.
And you would know in advance whether.
This is what we currently have,
Okay.
and you can see it's up and down. You stack. Bodies are not easy to transport. We assume that everybody's going to be 150 pounds. Well, that doesn't always happen. It's hard. It's hard to stack or put a body on the higher shelves there, and B, it's a bad practice to put them on top of each other. I'd rather have something more like this, where you can see it's like open and you wheel it in, and you're not putting bodies on. It decreases the chance for trouble with lifting. I mean, many sheriff's deputies and my investigators are always having shoulder and back issues with lifting. And we don't want that to get worse. We would probably like a lift in the facility. That would really be helpful.
So they would be on gurneys, individual gurneys.
Yes,
at night
and you
time.
can roll in. That just makes
Yes.
life so much.
So that would be a cooler, and then you'd have a freezer as well, right?
Ideally, yes.
And even if we needed to start with 2 or 3, we can always add, we have enough space, and we plan for the 6, right?
No, you'd be better off just buying this.
I think
we
you'd be
have
better off
that
buying
size.
what we want to
You would
begin
want-
with.
You'd be adding two.
But those, I mean, I know that's a picture, but they don't look massive in size. I think you
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
get
this one's-
both of those in there.
This one's 5 by 8.
Yeah.
That's not very big.
That's not super big.
No.
And again, I would still be okay with using what we have, but I'm never going to put more than one body in there, even though it says it's a 3-body cooler.
What's the age of that cooler, do we know? Even Jason?
Yeah.
About 4
23.
years, isn't it?
23 years old, the cooler?
No, we bought it
We bought
23.
23, but it was definitely, like, actually, it was definitely a
Temporary.
temporary
Yes.
solution to a long-term problem.
And here was the problem, we didn't have a morgue, and when we don't have a morgue, a lot of times the police officers, law enforcement will be stuck at a scene waiting to figure out where we're going to put a body that we don't have space for. And so they were getting very frustrated, and I didn't blame them. It was really a big problem. Yeah, they
So it replicates into other issues.
Yes.
Is there any security, since you went out and seen that building, would we have to fence that or anything for security, or that nobody could even get to the building?
The other facilities that I've seen don't necessarily have fences,
Okay.
but definitely you need security.
Yes, oh yeah, we would have
Cameras
card
and-
access
yeah,
and all that
exactly.
for only your staff, you and your staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hate to sound ignorant, but you have a couple cars that take it in fleet then, right?
We don't have any cars, we use our own cars.
Personal car.
We contract transportation.
So when a body is being transported, are we using funeral services cars to be able to do the
We
transporting?
used to do that, and now the funeral homes locally are not interested in doing that.
Okay.
Lots of reasons.
Sure.
And so, we have just a private transportation company do that.
Sorry.
We appreciate all
So,
that.
did you just drive out and look at the building from the outside?
I
see
did,
what-
my husband and I just walked
Okay.
around it.
Do you think it's worth you and I exploring that as an option?
I do,
Okay.
I do.
Because it seems like we would put money inside the building and it would
Yes.
save us on all the exterior.
Well, construction.
We wouldn't have to go with construction. So
Construction
if
costs.
it would work, it would be maybe a great solution.
And we really just need it as a morgue. I don't need it as an administrative building because that would make my life a lot harder. I like to operate the coroner's office, the business part of it, out of my office because that's where I predominantly am.
Would you want one small office there when somebody's there? doing
Possibly
something
one
like that?
small office, but
Yeah.
it would not be where we would keep our
Records.
like, I would like the investigators in the office with me, not out there. That would make life harder.
Sure.
Well, I guess commissioners, we can work on the
If we can look
salary, and I
at
can
some
get
type
that
of
to you,
proposal on pay,
and then I'll
and
get
then
ahold
you
of
and the
architect.
doctor can look at that
Coordinate
building.
Once we get, because the architect can start working on that anytime.
Yeah, like I say, I think if you give us a proposal pay, and you and the doctor look at the building, I think we can start coming up maybe with some type of process that makes people semi-happy.
Okay.
We sincerely appreciate you and your team. Thank you for what you do and encourage them to work. We're working on solutions.
Yeah. I'll be happy to hear that.
And Jason, you're gonna take care of
Yeah, and if you
getting
just
the
email me,
building.
doctor, we'll, like when you get your proposal, just send it up. You can
Okay.
email it, that's fine, and then I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and I have some questions that I want you to have collate information-wise. Just a few questions, do your nurses that are helping, are they working someplace else too? And this is a part-time scenario for them?
They work in my office as nurses regularly, and then
Okay.
they also go out as, work as investigators in the office.
Okay.
And many small-town coroner's offices, that's the way it's set up. That's just the best use of everyone's time. They're always there to answer questions because they're also nurses in my office.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So did you visit the morgue in Coshocton?
I haven't visited. I've talked to the coroner there, and it sounds like a very great model for what we're looking for.
Yeah, because it'd be nice to know what their square footage is that they're using and,
Yes.
and for our.
Josh can get all of that though.
Okay.
He can track all that down once we engage with them to do the work, the
Okay.
architectural work. Mainly, I'm just wanting to get in the building and just say, do you think this could be
Yeah.
Yes,
in and out?
exactly.
Just have the doctor there just say, this is what I'm thinking we would
Well,
absolutely
it
need.
shouldn't be that extensive
And
if she
then
doesn't
just
need
to say,
admin.
can we do it?
The
Can we do
building
it or
honestly
not?
looks a little bigger than what I actually need.
But it's
I just need a garage door, a standalone cooler, a freezer, and a small spaced, with
It seems like that would work.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
a lot of money in admin area, so, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Jennifer, appreciate you coming
Thank
in.
you,
Thank you for
Jennifer.
having me. It's only my second time here.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, tell your boys I say hi.
I will.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Have a good day.
Yes, you too.
I have nothing else, commissioners.
Commissioner, you have anything that you would like to add?
No, just everybody check out the fair.
Commissioner
Great week.
Purcell?
But yeah, I'd like to remind people on the fair, tonight, they have the Celtic Fiddlers of Knox County presenting at 5 o'clock. Diamond J Rodeo, and followed by Luke Watson. I think I mentioned that earlier. But also, tomorrow they have a lot of the contests for the children are part of the programs. And so dairy steer showmanship tomorrow, so is a beef showmanship, beef breeding show, roping contest tomorrow, 11 o'clock, and then sheep breeding show and limitless livestock show. So we've got a lot of things going on in the fair every day. And then the big day is the sales day on Friday. So go out and spend your money.
Yeah, that's right. August 7th and 8th, so sales tax
What's that?
coming up too.
Sales tax holidays, right?
Sales tax holidays, 7th and 8th.
I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Yes, I'll second.
Motion to, we adjourn.